Something that really pisses me off is when these mega star entertainers, athletes, singers, songwriters, etc., these individuals who are in the spotlight and made a name for themselves start to complain about racism. And more specifically, when, they point to like racism as being a barrier and it's in their way. It's like imagine winning 32 Grammys. You got more Grammys than Quincy Jones and damn Yo Yo Ma. People have had like 100-year careers and, made a billion songs. You have more Grammys than them combined, and yet somehow racism is the biggest problem in your life. Now, I know a lot of this is pandering and things of that nature, but still it gets under my nerves. It gets on my last nerve, not under it, but on top of my nerves, because these are also the same people who are being supported by, in some cases, a majority white audience, right? If you go to most hip hop performers' concerts and you look into those stadiums, you look into those, arenas is very rare. You got to be a Kendrick or, you got to be outside of the genre like The Weeknd or something like that. But you look into the crowd, you look into the audience. Who are you going to see? Go to Future concert. Go to 21 Savage concert. Go look in the crowd and you see who's there. And that's the part that really gets me. It's like, there's this misalignment, a misunderstanding to say, hey, we don't have to try fake resonate with the audience by creating these fake grievances. LeBron James, $1 billion from the game of basketball, and racism is rampant. Really, Bron? Really, Bron? Really, bro? So I guess when your executive over there at maybe Los Angeles right now, when he's signing off that check, it doesn't seem that racism seems to be a problem right there. It doesn't seem that way. I genuinely believe that we all need each other. And the more we can open up and expand, the better things are going to be. I learned that at a young age to say, bruh, if you're just looking to work with people who look like you, you're going to keep yourself in a tiny box. Like I did digital marketing for 7 years, right? And if the only clients I was going to go after were people who look just like me, I would have lost out on so much incredible business as well as insight. One of my greatest mentors looked nothing like me, almost a country looking older white dude. Like, this dude put me on game. He taught me damn near everything I know about the digital marketing space and everything I didn't know and I was too hard-headed to listen to, how to really get to it. And he did not give a damn what the hell I look like. But imagine me over here not willing to work with him because I want to have this fake grievance. I want to, create this illusion or this perception that, oh, well, the white man and da da da. Like, can't you see that this dude wants to help you? Can't you see that these clients that are now lining up because, they believe in your work or they just believe in you and they want to bet on you? We got to start stepping outside of that shell. I believe that black artists, creatives, etc., need the white audience, the Asian audience, you understand me? South American audience, etc., as much as they need a black audience. Because these are people we're dealing with. Imagine if Kevin Hart only transcended to 13% of the population. Imagine that. And a lot of y'all know this, and y'all, again, people don't like to admit shit, but I'm the one to do it. I don't give a damn. You can shoot arrows at my back. No weapon formed against me shall ever prosper in this life, period. Okay? If you had to deal with just the folk who look like you, at least 50% are just going to hate on you immediately. Even in your own damn household, people who are your own bloodline are going to hate on you. So if you just have to write, okay, just black folk, only these folk right here, nobody else, most of them are going to hate on you. Others not going to even want to do business with you. They rather go to somebody else, which is basically envy in another form, right? You might be left with 10% of that. So let's take that 13% of the population and turn that into 10% of that 13% of the population, right? Now you're dealing with a couple million, and out of them, now they got to be people who actually enjoy whatever it is that you do, who are willing to support you. Maybe they're not really into what you do. They would love to support, but they just don't like what you're selling. They don't like what you're serving. So you cut that down to at least 50%. Those are lower and lower numbers. Why would you not want to branch out and expand? Why would you keep such a low based or low grade reasoning to keep you separate from the people that you could be affecting. Why? What would you like? I don't see anybody at the top at these levels who even talk all this, oh, well, racism, and they're pandering to their audience. I don't see any of them rejecting anybody who does not look like them from buying tickets. The day I see that, then I can say, oh, you really stand on what you stand on, right? I did a video on I think her name is Muni or Mooney Long, and she basically rejected an offer from her label to write soul music for white artists, which to me, as a songwriter myself, I think to myself, what? Like, and she okay, if she did it and shared it with nobody, I'll be like, that's cool. She's standing on, she's standing on. I don't believe in that, way of thinking, but it's cool for you. But the fact that she used it to virtue signal, the fact that she used it to, oh, I told them, I showed them, put it all over social media so everybody knows what you did. Meanwhile, in the background, you wrote for Kelly Clarkson, you done wrote for this, you done wrote for Selena, you done wrote for. It's like there's no shame in that. You're getting a check from a white dude. There's no shame in that at all. We can all work together. It's okay. I harp on this point, and I will for the rest of my life, because it's almost like we're in it's not even a childish mind, because children don't even think like this. It's damn near like animalistic, okay? To think, I'm being all the way serious right now. To think from such a low grade perspective. Oh, my race, your race. And that's for white folk, but everybody. Like, if they're white races, y'all are low grade human beings. Y'all are the problem. All racists are the problem. All ignorantists are the problem. So when I'm seeing somebody who is, not wanting to collaborate or join with, or don't want somebody around their thing just because they don't look like you, do you not realize that the entirety of human history has been nothing but collaborations? Two tribes coming together, two different cultures and different customs being shared, etc. Yes, sometimes you clash heads with the others, but it wasn't on the basis of what you look like. It was off of your ideology, it was off of what you stood for, or maybe we wanted something you have, which is still very primitive in its thinking. You know what I mean? Very animalistic in its thinking. Let me take it, right? And we've all had some of that in all of our human history, throughout human history. Unfortunately, we're outgrowing that, but we need to outgrow this as well. The aliens won't come and visit us. I promise you that. They're waiting for us to stop being so damn petty. How are the aliens going to come down here if we're just fighting over, look at that white boy. What the hell are we going to do to the Greys? What are we going to do to the what they call them, the Palladians? They pull up on us, the light beings. What kind of discrimination are the light beings going to get? Oh, see, he got light being privilege. Oh, you got gray reptilian privilege. Like, what? They're not trying to come down here and deal with all that mess. Absolutely not. We all need each other. We do. We're all in this together. Okay. I think that's what Brother MLK was really trying to preach. Again, I wasn't in his space, but I saw his words. He said, little white boys, little white girl, little black boy, little black girl, we all come together. Because at the end of the day, we're all in this together. And when we get over those little petty differences, and that's on both sides. Again, I'll be like a referee. I'm like, okay, you chill the hell out. You chill the hell out. Let's come together and see what we can do. And there's beautiful things that happen when we all come together. I mean, even in the context of marriage and relationships, and I'm all for it. I'm not with the Dr. Umar, see, brother now. See, brother, the white woman is the reason why. And then you're over there. I'm going to leave that man alone today. I'm going to leave that man alone. I don't need to go there. I'll leave that room and space for maybe another video when we do a full unpacking, a proper dissection of such ideologies. But again, it's a real simple message from y'all. And it has changed my life profoundly. And again, some people like to discredit me because I was born in Africa, moved to the United States when I was 10 years old. So I know just more of the States. I'm a United States citizen. You know what I mean? I've been naturalized, etc. But, when they disagree with me, they like discredit. Oh, well, you don't know what the struggle is here. I'm like, well, I lived in a country that was colonized until 1980. They fought a war in 1980 in order to be decolonized. And that was, roughly, what is that now, 40 years ago, 40 some odd years, 45 years. So trust me, we're in a lot of the same boats, no pun intended. But as far as moving forward, we have to look forward. We have to continue to push forward, just like all of our ancestors have in prehistoric times. Imagine being one of those Israelites who came out of Egypt after hundreds, if not thousands of years. Like, okay, well, finally. And you had to push forward. You couldn't stay in that mentality. If you wanted to step into your promised land, you couldn't stay there. You can't stay in the bondage and get to your promised land. You have to break the shackles from your mind. You have to unincarcerate. And a lot of folks did that back in the day, but unfortunately we're buying into the propaganda of divide and conquer. Like, we're buying into these, these things where people in the 60s, 70s, 80s, I've gotten to talk to older folks, OGs. I get messages all the time from older folks saying, man, like, we used to come together. We used to hang out. We used to, we were humaning. We were finally just humaning. And then all of a sudden, you got this wave of just racial, slander, racial relation talk that's going on within the media. And all of a sudden you have this spike in the media using race as like a catalyst, as a speaking point at extreme numbers. I'm talking about, I saw a graph where it's just hockey stick type of trajectory on how much they're using racism as, terminology and pushing that type of news and that type of propaganda. It's unfortunate, but we can't bite and we can't buy into it, and we have to break free from it if we're going to build something of actual value and substance within our own lives and then greater than ourselves.
I used to be afraid of the dark, a place unknown like a heart in their heart. I used to see my life in the bar. Now the kids unchained, every shackle is lost. 2 steps in the moonlight, 2 step in the daytime. You just know when it feel right. You got a feeling the time's not. See you through those shades that I just threw on. Through my lenses, you just can't do no wrong. I fell in love with myself again. I fell in love with myself. I fell in love with the sunshine. I fell in love with the light. I fell in love with the full moon. I fell in love with the night. I can see the light again. I can see the light. You can see the life in him illuminate the night. I know the time is taking. A 365, that's a full rotation. I see you looking up, you know them constellations. Constantly gazing like house of praises, you get to praising.